Welcome to day 4 of Mini Takes the States. We are in Baltimore, Maryland, Ravens Stadium over here. First time we're starting off without a racetrack. We've gone through this whole thing so far, and we haven't shown you really the other side of it. And that is, this is a pet-friendly event. Like, all of the route books have the pet policy of all the events, whether it's the night event or the day event. So this is Lucky, and he's just chilling. He's doing his tryout for the Ravens over here. Hey, Lucky, what's going on? You want to say hello to everybody?
What's doing, buddy? What's doing? Where you from? Hmm? Are you from Virginia? You're from Virginia, aren't you? You're a good puppy dog.
Oh, and look, he's a military dog. See him? Check this out. He's got a Mini Takes the States bandana. This is awesome. And what's your names?
Chris.
Chris and Jill. And you guys are from Virginia?
Virginia Beach, yeah.
Cool, awesome. Okay, well, Lucky wants to get in the camera here. So while he checks out the camera, we're gonna press on with our day. I think you missed a spot.
Where? Did I?
Right down there.
Oh no!
Yeah. You're brave with the top down.
I'm coming down as soon as we get started.
Really?
Yes, absolutely.
We are driving a convertible. We're only putting the top down when we have to shoot. Other than that, top's up, air conditioning on.
Oh no. When it's going,
Yeah.
it's down, baby. This is a fun
I like
car,
this guy.
sun car.
Where are you in from?
From Atlanta, Julia.
Julia?
GA.
GA. Atlanta, GA.
GA.
Okay, where are you going to?
I'm going to Pittsburgh. This is my last day.
Okay, man.
But just check this out. Today, I'm from Baltimore originally. I
Yeah.
got to spend time with my best friend and my brother-in-law last night.
Yeah.
And then my other best friend, his birthday's in Pittsburgh today, so we're still having a big celebration.
So basically, we put this whole mini thing together for you.
You did it just for me.
See that?
Exactly. It
You're
worked
welcome.
itself out. Thank you, sir.
What's your name?
Billy Rose.
Billy Rose from Atlanta, GA.
Take care.
As you can see, my 900 newest friends, we're all cruising down here on Highway 30 in southern Pennsylvania. Now they're all going ahead, but I just went past here, came to a screeching halt, because what did I find? A Buick convertible, people. You know, I got a soft spot in my heart for these things. This is like a 67, 68, I think it's a LeSabre convertible. Looks a lot like a deuce and a quarter, but it's still cool, man. Look at that thing. I mean, it's seen better days, but it's the red like I like it. It's got velour seats, not pretty, but it's all there. I mean, it's got an engine, sort of a top. It's got the top bows. It could use some paint work, there's no doubt about that. Oh, believe it or not, it's got an AM, FM cassette radio, not even an 8-track, which was what could be fitted to the car in this day. Man, oh man, this is a cool car. Do you want to trade my Mini for your Buick? I'll take that as a no. I like your car, so that's a, what is it, a 67 LeSabre?
67 LeSabre. I got a 62 in the backyard.
Oh yeah?
It's a 4-door. The wind is 100.
Oh, I know that car very well. I grew up on Buick, so I got a soft spot in my heart for those things.
Yeah.
What are you, an old car shop here? What's the story?
That's what I ran when I got divorced the first time. I ran that until I got the next wife.
That's how you got the next wife?
No.
Oh, come on now. Because back in the day, that was the car to get girls with, right, Chuck?
I don't know.
Thank you. Oh, you got. That's cool. What is it?
1922 Model T Ford.
Pickup. That's
No.
That's a T.
It's a Roadster.
It's a Roadster. Look at that thing, man.
It's in the yard sale tomorrow.
Okay. Chuck, thank you.
Yep.
Really good. Really good stuff you got here. I'm going to come get the Buick. Bye, Chuck.
My name is Love, and here I come. Don't know when I'll get there, but you'll know when I'm gone, because I leave scars like a Hollywood boulevard. Tattoo letter L on your forehead. My name is.
So yes, this is cool that you're driving a car around the country, but really it's more about meeting new people. And last night I made a new friend.
Hey.
This is
MotoMan.
Darren. People, meet Darren. Darren, meet people.
Hi, everybody. Hi, MotoMan.
So Darren is a Canadian. Go Canada.
Oh, Canada.
Oh,
actually,
Canada,
that's
whatever
right.
that is. And he's a car guy, as you can see. And do you drive a stick? He drives a stick.
Of course you drive a
But
stick.
more importantly, put him aside.
Oh, come on in.
Look what Darren brought. This is what it's about. This is creating good citizen. This is Olivia.
Hello.
So, Olivia, are you excited to drive literally around the country with your dad?
Yes.
You are. So this is like you have 2 kids, right?
I do. My
kids.
son's 15.
So this is your first time doing this.
Yeah.
And how far are you guys going?
Detroit.
Detroit, Motown.
Motown, that's
Okay.
right. We're going to go to Motown, turn right, and go home after that.
Okay. What's your favorite spot so far?
Well, we're going to the candy thing today.
Oh
which
yes,
I'm
we are
pretty-
going to a candy thing
Yeah.
today, aren't we?
So I'm pretty excited
So,
about that.
so that's going to be your favorite spot. Okay. And who's this?
This is Cooper.
Cooper, the mini dog.
Yes.
Did you get him for the trip or had him before?
No, I had him before.
So this is a proper mini family.
Actually,
Darren,
that came with the car.
Yeah.
they came with a car.
It came with the car.
They threw it in.
They did.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I got a
maybe
car,
I'm
she got a dog.
I'm uninitiated. So every time you buy a mini, you get a dog.
At least for her, she did. She got a dog. Daddy got the car. She got the dog.
I got the
Or she got the dog, and Daddy got a car thrown in. I think is what happened.
It was a very expensive
Yeah,
dog.
that's right.
Okay, so this is how they roll. You buy a dog, get a car.
There you go. Thanks.
So you and I are having a lot of fun on this road trip, but road trips, they're also about discovery. And today's route takes us straight through Shanksville, Pennsylvania, which is the site of the crash of United Airlines Flight 93 on September 11th, 2001. And I wanted to come here for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, personally, I wanted to pay respects to the people that lost their lives. And second, I wanted to understand what our government, what our country is doing to memorialize this very important part of our history. And I have to say, I'm pleasantly surprised. So you probably have seen reports about a wall of names. Well, it's the placement of that wall of names that's very interesting and unique. What they've done is the wall marks the flight path of the plane, so it came that way, and the impact site is just over there. Now that's, I would argue, the more interesting part of the whole site, in that the crash impact, basically where it happened, they've done nothing with it. They've kept it intact. So you can go and you can see the victims' names on the wall, but then there's this beautifully crafted wood wall that you can look through and pay your own respects to the people who lost their lives and see the point of impact. And this is really an amazing turn of events and how they've done this so respectfully. But then you learn here. This is an educational facility now. They actually have a classroom just over there, and then they have, you can read through the history as well as you can listen to the history over your cell phone. And there's things even I didn't know about this place. I didn't know Flight 93, that was the one that took off from Newark and was bound for San Francisco. Terrorists, they can plan all they want, but there are certain things they can't control, like delayed aircraft. Well, it turns out it was Flight 93 that was the only one that was delayed that day, and delayed by 25 minutes. So if you think about it in the grand scheme of things, there was at least a bit of advance notice to the people in the planes to find out what was going on, and they took matters into their own hands and they fought on behalf of our own country. And it's just, even me telling you this, I get chills up my spine just thinking about it. And most importantly, I wanted to come here because I wanted to say thank you. I wanted to say thank you for those people who fought on this plane. I wanted to say thank you for all of our men and women in uniform who have been in the military, like my father way back in World War II, and the people that protected us since this horrible day and after it. But as of late, I also wanted to say thank you to our first responders, people like the Coast Guard, people like ambulance drivers, and most importantly, the police. This apparently is the Marine Mini. Is this a Marine car?
It's not a Marine car. It's actually a Marine flag. I was former Marine, and it's
Oh,
an easy way
cool.
to identify the car in a sea full of minis. But
Yeah.
it's actually the Mackinac Bridge car.
Oh, we're going there.
Yeah, we are.
So are you a good Michigander?
Actually, we're from Wisconsin, but just
Where in
east
Wisconsin?
Just east of Green Bay.
Green Bay?
Yeah.
My dad's from Appleton. Fox Cities, baby.
Oh yeah.
You're the man.
Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong.
Okay, so we're going to chill in Green Bay together. That's what we're going to do?
Yes, that's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
It's actually our last day on the road. We wanted to do the whole trip, but we couldn't
Yeah.
get the vacation for it. But
Totally get it.
As soon as we found out they were going over the
bridge?
Mackinac Bridge,
You wrapped your car.
no, actually, this was wrapped for the 2015 World Record attempt.
Thank you for what you do for this country.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Good luck getting to Appleton.
And we're going to hang out in Appleton. Okay,
Probably.
and you keep an eye on him. Okay? Okay, so we decided to get off the beaten path, basically the interstate, and check out some of the side roads. And let's just say I'm very glad we did. So we've been driving, what, a British car here, well, sort of British car. And look what we found. ESP motor cars. And I didn't even notice that this was a garage. All I saw was one would call those junk cars, but to us, they are not junk cars. So let's start over here. It's like they knew I was coming. So let's go check this out. So we got what is this? A 73 Firebird, I'm thinking 73. It doesn't have much left. I mean, you got a body, you got a pusher here, no engine. There's literally, the grass is going around the car, the weeds and everything are going around the car. It's got the firewall still. You got another Firebird here. Man, this guy, man, I think this is my long-lost brother. And there's a Lotus and Firebirds right next to each other. So this one's a Europa. And if I'm honest with you, not my favorite Lotus. Like, I never liked this design here. And this was literally an egg crate. This was just the fiberglass, a 4-cylinder motor, and that was it. That's why this car worked, but still just not that pretty. Now coming back through here, you can see there's like parts of an MGB here. You've got the fenders, or they call them the wings over there, the doors, some knockoff wheels, some tires, obviously some well-worn tires, but the good stuff, we got to check out this barn. Okay, so what this is incredibly rare. So for you MG folks, you can see this, clearly this is an MGA, but what it is an MGA hardtop. You really don't see many of these, especially sitting in a barn. I mean, this is literally the Cobra in the barn. Actually, I won't tell you who, but there is a person that I work with in this car world of ours. He's in communications. His father is the author of that book, The Cobra in the Barn, The Hemi in the Barn. Tom Cotter he's the guy who wrote the book. If you haven't read those books, you've got to read them. It's literally this, us driving around in the summer and we see a barn and here are some old cars. Now something tells me the gentleman who runs this establishment probably knows exactly what that's worth, so you probably couldn't like steal it away like all those stories in the barn, but this is still awesome. Now considering what you and I are driving, this is like the most prudent on-point classic in here, even though it's not my favorite. This is a Mini, yes, but this is like the old school Clubman, but this is like the delivery Clubman. This is like back in the day when you had a flat, or actually a whole townhome in London, and you had your eggs, milk, and bread delivered. It was delivered in something like this. And it's like, you'd swear you'd find this in like a movie kind of a deal. There's like a perfect amount of dust caked on the roof, but we need to put this aside because there's something far more exciting between you and I, and that is a Lotus, or at least 40% of a Lotus. This is I want to say a Series 3 Esprit. This is almost like a horror movie for me to see, but someone chopped 45% of an Esprit. You could see it from here to here. And you can definitely tell it's a Series 3 because look at the shape of the nose here. It's much more rounded in the front, and it obviously had the sunroof. For the Series 3s, they had the sunroofs in them. God, this is so sad to see. I mean, I want to rescue it. I want to take it home and say it's going to be all right. I feel heartbroken. Okay, so out here we got two more cars, obviously British. So let's start with this one. You can tell from the lovely red paint and the general shape that this was a Sunbeam. Now, you guys probably know the whole story of really this was Shelby's first car, but let's put aside the whole Shelby connection. To me, what's really important about this car is this was one of the first Bond cars, at least in a movie. If you are familiar with Dr. No, this is the car that James Bond, Sean Connery, drove to meet his first lady that tried to kill him. And, oh man, even back then it was cool. But we need to put this aside because this is far cooler. And I don't know what it is about this particular gentleman who runs this place, or lady. They like Esprits, but they really don't like whole Esprits. So now we're getting in, this is a Series 1 Esprit with, I'm thinking, a GMA body roof on top of it and no rear end. But granted, let's bow our heads, say a prayer for this dearly departed Esprit. But this gives us an educational opportunity in that we can see the tub, the whole function of this car literally was a fiberglass tub. You can see the actual glass here still. And the structure was the body itself. This was the genius of Colin Chapman back in the day. And then the stunning Giugiaro bodywork. And then you can see how the subframe came out, literally was mounted to the back of the structure point, meaning the tub of this fiberglass car. But wait, there's more. Okay, so as we make our way back into the woods behind these sheds, there's clearly an airport around here somewhere, and I'm actually about to get taken in by the woods. So 2 MGs, another MGA hardtop, and then an MGB with some oddball, a Ford Thunderbird bumper on this thing. And we're talking like a late 80s Ford Thunderbird. So you're probably thinking I'm a bonehead now because I told you how rare the MGA hardtops were. Well, here are 2 of them, but then the most complete Esprit of the collection here, this is what? About 75% of the car, but this is effectively the whole shell. I think you could actually make a whole car out of this. Be a hell of a lot of work. Be worth way more than any Esprit that is probably perfect right now. But this is the one I want. This is the Series 1. This is the Bond Esprit that you think about, the white one, Spy Who Loved Me, submarine type car. This is the one. And again, you can see, now you can see the front of the tub. So literally, when they say bonded and extruded, this is what they mean. Literally, these pieces are sandwiched together and they're glued together. In this car, people, this is 46 years old. It is behind a shed, and we are learning about racing technology. Let's press on. So we have another MGA. This one, no windshield, but almost the whole car. Let's see, is there an engine under here? Let's see. No engine. My guess is the engine for this is sitting in there's probably about 10 MG engines in there, probably from this car. You can see a tire back there. We have a Thunderbird with probably one of the best Lotus ever, and this breaks my heart. Okay, so this is a Lotus Elite, people. Now there was the Elan, which a lot of people I know confuse this car with, but this is the Elite. And the Elite effectively was an eggshell. You can see and feel, like if you guys could pick this up, you could feel how almost brittle this car was. There was no structure to this car except for this fiberglass eggshell of a body. And this car came out in 1957. This was otherworldly technology. It was designed by a bookkeeper or an accountant or something like that. And if you saw this car in its most beautiful glory, you'd see how stunning the shape was and how it was a spaceship in 1957. And this one you can see well, originally it was red, you can see here. But then it was changed into the very typical green and yellow Lotus livery. And then we have another MGB, another MGA. This guy really likes MGAs. Another MGA convertible. And go figure, another MGA. And then over here, guess what? Yet another MGA. But I think we need to go back to these Lotuses. Because so far, you can clearly see the majority of this collection is MGs, but the prize is definitely that Series 1 Esprit and this Elite. Okay, I think you guys need to leave because I need a moment alone with my Lotus. This is the behind-the-scenes crew here. This is Rob, this is Matt. These are the guys that kind of put this whole thing together, at least on our side, to drive these cars across the country. So when they're done, obviously this thing's got to him because he's got no hair left, and he will soon have no hair left. Yes. Thank you, gentlemen, for what you do.
No problem.
Okay.
Thank you. All right.